up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K back again with a rapid fire session of Stadia live session featuring MM2K. I appreciate all of y'all for being here. Glad to see everyone. If you could do us a huge favor, hit that hunchback arrow below. Let everybody know that we're live because they may not know that. I just wanted to, there's the Square Enix announcement that is coming in like the next half an hour. And before that started, I just wanted to do a real quick live session, catch up with you guys, talk about some things that happened on the channel, some things that are going to happen on the channel, some things that I'm doing personally in regards to Stadia that I think might be beneficial to you all. That's really the original MO, and to share a story with you all that I think is very, very important. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all are joining so far. We got Shot G in the house. Yo, 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 what it do? Jonathan Davila with the yo, yo, yo. Bippity Bob says, listening while at work. It was a horrible whistling montage, but hopefully you guys will bear with it. We got Bada Bing. Hey, yo. Bada Bing. Please don't sue me because you know how I like to use your, you know what I'm saying? I like to use your handle. But please don't sue me. Stop the cease and desist letters, Bada Bing. No, good to see you again. I appreciate and love all of y'all and the support. And we got the homie Tico Johnson in the house. He says, Stadia Dosage. I love it. Laugh out loud. All right, y'all. So look, let me do a huge shout out to my brother, Doc Dark. Not Doc Dark 6. I kept butchering his name last night. Y'all know how I am. I'm old. You know what I'm saying? I'm running off of Pinto juice. My brother Doc Dork 1985 came through last night and really blessed us with one of the best. I mean, we had some great ones out there. So I definitely don't want to trample over those, but one of the best one-on-ones that we've had to date on the channel. We've had great ones. We had John Scar on, my spiritual advisor Clive Linden's been in the house, you know what I'm saying? All that great stuff. And we really had a special one with Doc Dark. So shout out to him. Hopefully we'll get him back. We're going to leave him alone. And when I say we're going to leave him alone, I don't mean you guys. I've noticed you guys have been active on his channel and he likes that stuff. We didn't get a chance to talk about it because we only had an hour to talk, but he likes that stuff. He loves the fact that you guys go and interact with his platform and, give him kudos and correct him where he might be wrong or, lead him to the right path or just talk to him all together. He loves the interaction. When I talk about we, I mean we at the Stadia Dosage. We gave him the platform. We gave him access to the games. We're stepping back. And whenever he has the free time, we'll bring him back on the platform. You know what I'm saying? So it's a real dope thing to be able to interact with Doc Dark, who again is an Xbox content creator that is speaking more sensibly about the platform than maybe some of us internally. Just some of us, right? It's okay. It's all right. Everybody's not perfect. I came out breach. I was a breach baby. Everybody's not perfect. Okay. Shout out to the homie. It's artist. It's artist. Now I finally got it. No, I'm old. My homie, it's artist. He says, MM Stadia is killing it this month, man. Tell me about it. My good brother Charles ran in the house. Yo, 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 yo. Did you say if not? Oh, what's that? No. That's the Nightbot. We won't care about the Nightbot, right? Christopher Torres in the house. And that Doc Dark interview was fire, bro. I'm telling you, it was lit. Again, do me a huge favor. I think we're ready to go. I think we got enough in the chat to start off, but do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. Hit that hunchback arrow below. Uh-oh. We ain't want that to happen. Hit the hunchback arrow below. Let everybody know that we are live. This is going to be rapid fire session again because I, including you all, want to see that Square Enix thing. There's already been some supposed leaks if I'm reading things correctly. I'm just going to drop some things on the Discord. You know how I do. Let everybody know that we live. Yay. All right, there we go. There goes that. Shout out to, okay. Oh, there we go. Make sure I don't put it in the right thing. I ain't trying to get kicked, and I ain't trying to get banned. All right, and there we go. There goes that one. All right, I think we're ready to go, people. Appreciate and love all of you guys. And before we get started, just as a reminder, y'all know how your boy MM2K do. I got half a good eye, and I'd be jumping from like 5 different monitors and screens and 80 different programs at once. So as you guys are having those fire discussions in the chat, if there's something that you want me to address in this live session, the best way to do that is to hit that super chat button. You know what I'm saying? Put it in there. Let me know. I'll definitely stop midstream and be like, yo, oh, okay, all right. And address the questions, because y'all have the best questions in the world. This is like of the best chat in the world. I love you guys and I love your participation. You know what I'm saying? And Doc wanted me to reiterate that to you guys, especially after his interview last night. Speaking of the interview as well, a lot of you did miss the after hour session where the good homie Project Storm, who is normally the co-host of the show, he jumped in on that one. We did a one-on-one specifically with Doc Dark because we wanted him to go. It was all about him. And then in the after party, me and Project Storm, I know a lot of y'all was seething at the teeth like, hold on, MM2K, how you letting Doc Dark crap all over Stadia like that, which he wasn't trying to do. But, you know, it was all about his perception. This is what we wanted Stadia to hear, and we wanted the community to understand that outside of our bubble, this is the perception, and this is why people have it, right? So we then went to the after party, and a lot of those things we had communicated with Doc Dark, and we had clarified for him and said, hey, look, even though this is the perception that you got, this is the reality of it. Even though the perception is very not, you know, the perception is not against the law. So the perception of it is very key here. You know what I'm saying? So we did a lot of that in the after party, even greater discussion really in that small segment. If you're not a member, you're missing out on a lot of great content. We still got our first look to do, which we're going to pick a game and do that this week. And we also got channel review, which we told you was coming back, or channel talk. You're missing all that content. Then the Cloud Gamer Chronicles with the GFN news. We're going to be dropping something on that soon. Oh my goodness. You miss all that content if you're not a member. In order to become a member, you got to hit that join button. Hit that join button, select a tier. Now, any tier will get you access to the Cloud Gamer Chronicles, okay? But if you want access to all the other content, you have to be a prescription member or a Sure Shot member, okay? Just so you're aware. And it breaks down all that for you below. So hit that join button and become a member. We got so many new members. Shout out to all of y'all. We appreciate and love all of you. Oh, my homie, Chariot Man in the house. What's going on, good brother? He said, what's up, MM2K in chat? And we also got the homie Ron Slusher. Hey, Ron, what's up? I appreciate you coming to the channel. Thank you so much. We love all of y'all. Let's get it started. All right, so I want to do this first. I want to get this out of the way because you guys know me. You guys know that I'm used to being out there, quote unquote, fighting a good fight on behalf of Stadia. And I enjoy doing that where it's needed. There's a lot of misinformation out there. Let me move this. I don't know why StreamYard. Hey, StreamYard, if y'all listening, come on, man. This is distracting. This makes me look very unprofessional. Get that out of the way. Get that. All right. So, y'all know that I know I need help. Y'all know that I like to fight the good fight on behalf of Stadia, right? I'll go out there, and it's not when people have different opinions that I will interject on Twitter. It's when I feel like there's a big gap between the facts and the comments that are being submitted. Because I always say you can't be wrong for your opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. But when you speak in absolutes and you try to make those opinions appear to be fact, the unsuspecting gamer could be, strayed away. And we don't want that. So I normally interject in those situations where I feel like the facts available don't match the concrete way in which we're talking about stuff. And I don't do that to mean anything, even though I know a lot of people may not like it. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm not here. This is not a popularity contest. Okay. This is not why I'm here. I'm here because I'm here to do advocacy. I'm here to serve the unsuspecting gamer. That's why we can go from being positive and pro on Stadia when they deserve it to being jagged and being very transparent on where they're falling short, and the discussions that we had last night with Doc Dark. Even though Doc Dark is cautiously optimistic, the caution is there. And we can do that. And I think that we operate within a reasonable scope, And when I think the scope gets unreasonable is when I interject a lot of times. And I don't think people do it I don't think they always do it to be malicious. No, they don't. It's just sometimes they may be misinformed, or maybe something that they overlooked, or, and it's my belief that that we might be going off the mark of the actual facts on why I'll interject, right? But as of late, I got to be honest. Again, in keeping things transparent and not sugarcoating stuff anymore in 2021, I'm tired of doing that. Because normally people that know me personally, that know me since I've been doing this since 2017, I don't sugarcoat. That don't mean I'm disrespectful, but I don't sugarcoat. If I feel like that you off the mark or you in the weeds about something, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be like, yo, bro, you kind of like, in la la land with this one. You know what I'm saying? And my brethren that brought me into the game, the broadband bullies, that's how we operated. We always kept each other honest about our opinions, and you're always going to get challenged if you out and off the reservation somewhere. Coming into this community, that's a brand new take for a lot of people. So I know how it may have ruffled some feathers at first, but again, the root of this content here is for the unsuspecting gamer. So at the end of the day, I don't mean anything malicious. I don't mean to be mean. I'm just putting the pure facts out there, just like how y'all put the pure facts out there to me. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times y'all be angry, y'all be in y'all bag, and when y'all respond to me, I get all called all types of orifices. I get called all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we generally don't do that unless you're being an a-hole from the grip and you're trying to troll. But we present the facts and we're courteous with it. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, there's a lot of rhetoric out there nowadays, and it's based upon a viewpoint of Stadia is going to fail. Their mind's already made up. Stadia is going to fail. If that is your MO, and if that's how you're going to operate, I can't sit there and explain to you for hours upon hours upon hours a day why water is wet. You are just going to believe what you are just going to believe. And then I got to do what we used to say back in the hood. We got to let you stew in your own broth. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let you stew in your own broth. And it's come to a point, the community is over a year old. Really well over, getting up on 2 years, because when Stadia was first announced, you started having content creators and stuff like that in the community that was growing. So within that time, you start to see people splinter. Right. And that's okay. That's all right. We can be disrespectful to each other, but to say, hey, look, you're handling things with outside of a scope that I'm not really ready to get into. So you go do your thing. I'm going to go over here and do my thing. I think the dreams of us having one unilateral group that operates within a certain line of reasoning is not going to happen, and maybe is unreasonable within itself. So what I've done is, because if your mind is made up, if you don't believe water is wet, I'm not going to sit there and argue with you about water is wet. And I'm not going to sit there and entertain that notion, which a lot of times I think a lot of stuff is being put out there for the sensationalism of it, to get a reaction out of it. And I'm not fond of that type of social media activity. It's one thing to want to put your opinions out there, but when at the heart, it seems like you're seething to gather negative inclination and to start fights and to pick fights. Like I had to tell one publication, stop looking for fights. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with that. So what I've done is I've unplugged. Shout out to my good brother, Clive Linden. I feel so good at unplugging. What does unplugging mean? Meaning that the entities that want to believe what they believe, no matter what the evidence, they believe what they believe, and that's fine. It's okay. None of us truly know anything. It's either Stadia is going to die or Stadia is going to persist. And whatever happens, it doesn't mean that one side is right and the other side is wrong. One side may have guessed right. The other side is going to guess wrong. It's a bilateral choice. Nobody's a rocket scientist if you fall on either ends of that earth. But what I want to say is that if your mind is made up and you're in a totally different scope of where I want to hold my conversations, I'm going to unplug. Meaning, my interaction with you, particularly on social media, really on social media, will not exist. It doesn't exist anymore. So I don't block people, but I'll mute people. And there's even an option in Twitter where you can say, look, I don't want to see tweets from XYZ, right? And you can do that. Also, if you're somebody that continues to, whether you mean well of it or not, regurgitate this hyperbolic stuff, I've had to unplug from you too. You know what I'm saying? Like a good friend of mine's Nethos. We had a content creator, and this is true. Nethos follows everybody, right? So we had one content creator who blocked Nethos. And Nethos was like, why did you block me? And Nethos is my right-hand man. That's my broadband bully's brother. And he said, why did you block me? And the content creator was like, yo, no, because it ain't you. It's your followers. And it's the stuff that you retweet. I don't really want to even engage in that. It's not you. You cool. It's the stuff that you're retweeting. And so at first I was like, oh, man, that was a jive excuse until I started seeing it when I was doing my Stadia stuff. Now I haven't blocked my brother Nethos, that's my homie. And I get where his audience comes from. But yeah, he got some followers or he got some stuff out there that's outside of the scope of the conversations that I want to have, right? So stuff like that I mute. You know what I mean? Within the community. I'm muting that within the community. I want to have discussions within what I feel is a reasonable scope. Let me give you an example and then we're going to move on. All right, I'm a Game of Thrones fan, right? I love Game of Thrones. So say before Game of Thrones, the TV series went off, there was there's a fan group and you guys are saying, oh, the final season should be like this and the final season should be like that, right? And then there's a group of people that come from wherever and they say, you know what? We feel that Game of Thrones should turn into a musical and nobody else should die. and the rest of you looking at each other like, what? What the hell? Nah. You know what I'm saying? Look, they're not wrong for their opinion, but that's totally outside of the scope of the conversations that everybody else is having, particularly about Game of Thrones. They have their rights to operate within their aisle or whatever, but if you don't want to entertain that, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it at all. And you can still maintain, like we showed you last night, you can still maintain a reasonable scope of positivity versus hardcore criticisms of the platform. It's just that when you don't want to go out in the weeds, I suggest that you do what I did and unplug. I unplugged yesterday. I'm still unplugged today. I'm still tweaking it as I got to. And I'm telling you, it's the best feeling that I've ever had. The best feeling that I've ever had. So that's my suggestion to all of y'all. If seeing certain things on social media is upsetting you, then unplug from it. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy the platform. And my feeling is, and this is my personal feeling, you can agree or disagree with it. My personal feeling is, if your mind is made up that Stadia is going to fail, then leave it alone because you'll never enjoy it. I mean, I get the community is great and all, but just leave like I had to eventually leave Xbox when Xbox wasn't giving me what I was looking for. I wasn't going to piss in their cornflakes forever and say it's trash when everybody on that side that I used to deal with was liking Game Pass or whatever. It's not for me anymore. Somebody said to me, well, MM2K, it's not for you, so leave. And that's what I did. Now, I talk about it from time to time, but I don't make it the root of my existence to come out here and exemplify why I just feel Stadia is doomed every day. If you feel Stadia is doomed every day, go to your owl, talk to those that believe that for that reason. I said the rest of you that are not within that plateau, I suggest that you unplug if you had enough of it. And again, it's like if I were to say, you know what, I think Game of Thrones should be a musical. You know what I'm saying? And should nobody you'd be like, okay, that's your opinion, but that's out in the spectrum I'm not even trying to get into. That's the best way to do it. Don't entertain it. Don't acknowledge it. Just let them do what they're going to do, and you do what you're going to do. That's all. And that's how sometimes communities splinter as they mature. People, they create their own hubs, and that's fine. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Shout out to Tico Joe. He said, T Levenhouse's Love Stadia brought me back to gaming. That's how I feel. I was losing it. Been unplugged since day one. Collins Dynasty. Shout out to you, good brother. Winner was sold off to Star Wars. Oh, okay. No, they having a Star Wars discussion up in here. What up, Collins? That's right. Elk new MM2K back in the building. Just feel like I just left, right? PCH Hab I can't even talk. Says Stadia is adding some good games and getting better, but still needs games like absolutely. That's within a fathomable discussion as far as I'm concerned. They need the games. There are things that they got to do. And as Doc Dark represented last night, they got to get better in their communication. We know that the media is stifling it in a lot of ways unfairly, but still, it is what it is. You just got to fight. You got to stand from your chest. And that's what they got to do. Zajic, where you been at, homie? Zajic back in. He said, MM2K been doing what you should have been doing a long time ago. Quit the talking and playing the games. My homie Dre in the house. Hey, Dre, I caught your video earlier today, man. Great video. And Sean L in the house. And remember, someone who has access to that great after party discussion. Shout out to you. All right, so here goes our main story for today. Okay, there was the Dark 6 interview. There's a poll out there in Reddit. I'm going to drop this poll in the chat if y'all can do me a favor, and I'm going to drop it in the comment section after this video airs. But if y'all can respond to this poll that I put out there in Reddit, it highlights the interview that I did with Dark 6. I mean, damn it. I got to stop saying that. I keep mixing them up with somebody else. Dark 1985. I'm going to just say Doc. It highlights the interview that I did with Doc. And then it asks the questions. Are you optimistic about the future of Stadia? And these are like the results that are out there now, where, a good slither is either cautiously optimistic or very optimistic. So, go out there, put your 2 cents in there. And if you haven't seen the video, click on the link and see the video. Great interview, great discussion. I tell you, man, Doc is outside of Stadia. Doc is a hell of a content creator. He's going places. You know what I'm saying? And I love to see someone with that ability to speak and that ability to parse things, you know what I'm saying, down the middle. And Stadia, we know that you're listening. I hope Jack, because shout out to Jack Buser of Stadia. Jack says all the time that he's listening. I hope out of all of our content as of late, I hope you're really listening to what Doc Dark has said, the homie Doc has said. It really speaks volumes of someone who you need to reach and you need to get into you. He has an open mind. It's just that there's so much of a wall of misinformation out there. And another important thing that he revealed is sometimes you don't know what you want. It's something, you know what I'm saying? You don't know that you want something until you try it. So how do you, first and foremost, Jack Buser and company, penetrate the wall of misinformation about Stadia? Number 2, how do you get everybody to see that this is some way that they really want to play? Because I'm going to be honest with y'all. I've said this 1,000 times over. Before I played Stadia this way, I didn't know that I would want to play this way primarily. All I wanted Stadia for personally was to play Cyberpunk 2077 on my phone while my wife had me at the mall spending all my money at Victoria's Secret. That's all I wanted from Stadia. That's all I thought it would be good for. Until I played it. And 14 months later, it is now my preferred way to play my games. And 14 months later, we got this platform. And thanks to y'all, it's successful on so many levels. And it keeps growing. Can't do this without y'all, right? So with all that said, shout out to the homie Calvin Morgan in the house. And Dominicano 791J. Yes, follow Doc Dark. His videos are the truth. Yes. But with all that said, how do you Google Stadia? And Doc, this is the question that Doc puts out there that I hope is on that whiteboard. How do we penetrate the thick wall of misinformation that's out there by the media externally and now internally? We got to keep it real here. We keep it real on this platform. Externally and now internally. How do we penetrate those walls of misinformation, for one? And for two, how do we better get this in the hands or create experiences for people to want to play this because they don't even realize that how much they will enjoy this? Like, for instance, I had to personally go into my war chest, buy my brother access to this. But what happened was before he got access, he was already hooked. Why? Because he was able to play on his phone. Y'all need to think of some type of way, some type of initiative to get the average gamer to want to play this. Some type of coupon or something, something out there to get this in the great Stadia giveaway. Because you found success whenever you offer access to Stadia with something. You found success. Like when y'all gave the premium, YouTube premium people access, y'all found success. So definitely that's what y'all want to do. Okay. All right. I want to go to something else here that I got bookmarked that I really think should highlight our discussion and the discussion when we're keeping this within a fathomable scope should highlight our discussion. All right. Let me do this. I just shout out to the homie Rivy Dale. And Rivy, if you're listening, I saw that you subtweeted you subtweeted some people on this. Please include me into this. I've seen your work. You're coming across a lot of great stuff. I'd like to be included in this. So this is in, I don't know what language this is in, but this is a non-English speaking publication that explains where id Software sees Stadia and cloud games as part of the future of games. Now, id Software, the reason why this is big is because id Software is owned by Microsoft now because Microsoft bought ZeniMax. And they just dissolved the board of members like several hours ago, really. So with that said, this is important that this is coming from id. Let me read you an excerpt from it. It says, as for Stadia, I'm convinced that we are still only scratching the surface of the future of video games. For me, streaming will be a fundamental method of distributing titles in coming years. New technologies, it always takes some time before they can be fully established, but there is nothing in what Stadia or xCloud are doing that will prevent them from becoming a concrete reality sooner or later. He had no need to name drop Stadia. Everything with ZeniMax, Bethesda, and can be xCloud. There's a reason why he did this, y'all. I spoke about when the Bethesda deal originally happened. I know we only got a few minutes. I'm going to make this quick. Bethesda deal originally happened, and Phil Spencer himself name dropped Stadia. Why would you do that? After that, there was the DICE 2020 awards and presentations where Stadia was on stage and they had name dropped Microsoft and Xbox talking about their work and helping to contribute towards Flight Simulator. Why? There are more examples out there. I truly think that even though there is a competitive spirit still out there, that I think behind the scenes they're hammering some type of deal on something. They're trying to work together on something. This is the Silicon Valley mindset. where it's all about accessing trademarks, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature, more than it is like doing a slugfest in front of the cameras. So I wouldn't be surprised to see something else derive from all this. There was no need to name drop Stadia. And one of the things that Rivy Dale put in his comments is, note that he's saying he is saddened. This is something in the what's it called? He is saddened by the people who lost their jobs in closing the in-house studio, but that he is happy that Google continues its partnerships with other studios. Shout out to Project Storm in the house. Continues. You know what I'm saying? This is exactly why I've had to unplug and why I want to have fathomable discussions within a reasonable plane. This community is creeping up, if it's not already surpassed 2 years old. It's creeping up on 2 years. So you're going to have subsections that splinter from it. You're not going to have one homogenous, am I saying that right? One homogenous community. You're not. Some people were expecting this platform to compete with Microsoft and the bat. Others understand that it's in a smaller scope. Others are somewhere in between. You're going to have different factions, is what I'm trying to say. I'm in the faction that's looking at this from a smaller scope. Those are the conversations that I want to have. And right now, I really can't entertain the vulture type of conversation where people are just swirling around Stadia, where you have publications and senior editorial people actually engaging in conversations with Killed by Google account out there on social media. I think that's an extremity that I can't even entertain right now. So while Google and everybody else is speaking towards a continued retail version of Stadia, if some of us want to have that talk, if they want to talk about how, what do you call it? Game of Thrones should be a musical, let them talk about it. I'm not engaging in those conversations. And also be on the lookout for Cloud Gamer Chronicles. We got some good stuff coming. Things are progressing along. We're going to release it when it's time. So definitely we can't wait for that. With that said, it's 12:59. It's time to get ready for the Square Enix review. I don't want to hold y'all any further. Homogenous. Thank you. Y'all know how I am, man. I'm like Fred Sanford with some old Milwaukee on this, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. You're not gonna have one homogenous, you know. But shout out to you. Shout out to Linkus Returns. Next we go hard. Appreciate all of y'all. Christopher Torres. No platform, despite the community, must not fail. They all need to succeed for all. Yeah, exactly. The homie Tico Johnson says, ha 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 ha, why? I don't know what that's for. What to do? Google Stadia owns YouTube. Exactly. As long as Google Stadia, until they tap, you feel the way that I feel, until they tap the power of YouTube and use that. If they fail, try to tap the power of YouTube as far as advertisement is concerned, like in a heavy way. They haven't done it. Like while you're watching a PGA Tour game, a subline comes up and say, be Tiger Woods yourself. Play PGA Tour right now via Google Stadia, or in the future could be YouTube Gaming. Who knows? Until I see that fail, to me, it's not even part of a discussion I want to have. As soon as SG&E closed, I just unplugged because, okay, Zajic, I got you. I knew lots of people were going to do. All right, with that said, I don't want to take up. The Square Enix is already a minute in. I'll see you guys. Enjoy. Happy gaming. Love you all. Peace.